Hey guys, so I want to make a quick video to compare, or rather showcase the differences between a Sunblast versus a cluster trap setup and a Swift assembly. I can't really find much video online describing the differences here, and there is a significant difference between these gems and the belt depending on the playstyle that you're interested in. So in a few moments here, I'll show you the three different setups, but essentially, I think it's a close contest between Cluster Trap and Sunblast just because being able to throw two additional traps at once, as you can see here, it has the same line skill which throw up to two additional traps. That is a huge quality of life as a trapper, and being able to stack the amount of traps on the enemy will result in just more DPS. Sunblast comes with the upside that it does not have the less damage multiplier. It just says the traps cannot be triggered by enemies. So what that means is you'll notice later that there is a noticeable delay in throwing the traps and dealing damage. So that's something that you have to decide if it's suitable to your playstyle. As for cluster traps, it doesn't have that delay. However, it has the supported skills deal 55% less damage. So that's the catch there. And then Swift Assembly, you get this gem at level 1 or level 4. Basically, you have a % chance to throw additional traps. So that's another thing to keep in mind. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and jump into the 3 demonstration videos. Alright, so for the first setup, we have Swift Assembly. And again, this is a % chance to throw additional traps with no damage downside. And as you can see here, if you pay close attention to the top left corner, you see the number of traps that I throw. It barely exceeds 15. That's because usually when you're throwing traps, you're throwing just one trap with a chance to throw more traps. So it's hard to stack a high number of traps. Typically with the other two setups, I get above 20 traps, but with this one, I barely break 15. So that's the biggest difference there. The plus side is that there's no damage downside. The damage is instant, and you get a nice quality of life when you proc the additional traps. So I would say this setup, you would want to stick with this if you do not have good damage early on. But once you have good damage, like a level 21 gem and a good weapon, a stat stick, then it might be time to switch over to the cluster trap or the Sunblast setup. Alright, and then the second setup here is the cluster trap, which is you will throw 2 additional traps. And as you can see here, the damage is instant as well. It's pretty good damage. The 55% less is it's a big hit, but as you can see in the top left, I'm usually stacking at least 9 traps. And usually to clear packs, you just need to throw just one click, which is 3 traps, and you usually clear a pack. But if you're dealing with rares and magic mobs, you might want to throw 69. And if you are fighting an essence mob like this one here, you would just stack up, as you can see here, 22 traps. And then the damage is quite good. And this character, again, is only level 87. So there's still a lot of damage to come. And I do apologize for the lag. The performance issue have been hitting me quite hard, and the trap playstyle with the whole explosion around the screen is just causing a lot more lag than usual. Alright, and in a moment here, I'll just show you the boss damage, which is... Actually, I don't think I did a boss kill here. But yeah, the damage is not too bad. I think I'm still deciding between Cluster Trap and Sunblast. Alright, and finally, the Sunblast demonstration. As you can see, the biggest noticeable difference is the delay in damage. When you throw a trap, it has a delay. In my case, because I have the best roll, which is 75% reduced trap duration, the trap takes 1 second before it triggers. So there's a 1 second delay between throwing the traps and trap going off. And there's also a, I don't want to say it's a bug, but it has something to do with the max limit of traps. If you throw too many traps, it might not trigger it. I'm not too sure what's going on with that, but that is the main reason why I'm hesitant to go with Sunblast, just because the damage is not very consistent and I prefer just instant damage. But yeah, I hope this video is helpful to you. If you know a useful tip, please comment and like the video. Thank you.